Hey everybody, and welcome to Binder Minder. And today we continue our Lorwyn Eclipse journey, I guess you'd say, with our first play booster box. So we've opened up a bunch of the collector boosters, a ton of them. We've done really well, all things considering, but we haven't even touched one play booster box. So to get things going, I'm going to open up one of mine, and we'll see how we did. So dive into this. I like a lot of the special treatments and stuff like that. So the collector boosters usually are a little bit better fit for me, but the pricing of collector boosters is just crazy. So sometimes it's nice to just open up a play booster or two, get a chance to get the cards. Maybe not all those special treatments. Sometimes you can get some special treatments, but I don't know if you guys noticed. First thing I'm seeing, there's different artwork on the packs there. That's pretty cool. I don't know if there's 3 or more, but it's pretty neat. All right. As of now, I have not opened up. I don't think I've opened up a Moonshadow for my stuff, and I definitely have not opened up a Bitterbloom Bearer, even the regular version of them. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. As far as the showcase stuff, I do have a list of showcase stuff that I still need to get that I haven't pulled yet to try to complete my showcase collection. I don't know how many showcase cards are going to be in here. I'm also hoping, because we had really good luck in a bunch of our boxes. We had 2 special guests in each box. Not every box, but most of them. So I'm kind of hoping we maybe see 2 special guests in a play booster box, but we'll see. And of course the cat. Okay, cat's out of the way, and we'll go ahead and get going. Let's see, do these have pull tabs? I don't see them. So at least I don't have to fight with the pull tabs, right? That came apart really easy. So uncommons, commons, there's nothing crazy there. I'm going to kind of skip through them pretty quickly, and we'll just dive into the big stuff. There's going to be more of both of those, with these being play boosters. So we have Lava Leaper for our rare there, and it's an uncommon foil. We did get a full art land. I'm also curious to see how the lands go, and the artwork on these tokens is so cool. That's a pretty good one. Iridu, Carrier of Dawn. And we got a common for the foil, and we got one of these write-in tokens. I kind of wish the write-in was that on both sides. If you're going to give me an opportunity, I can maybe use it to flip. So I will say, let's see where these are printed at. I feel like they're printed in the United States. Made in the USA, yeah. So, our collector boosters were not made in the USA. I don't think they were. They have like a silky finish. I don't think I've got a card in front of me. Maybe at the end I'll get a card to compare. But these, you can see, there's a texture to them. See that texture? You can feel it. These have definitely a way different finish. These honestly feel a little bit thinner too, but since the tariffs went into effect, it's pretty much been the case. I'm not as big of a fan of the quality of the packs from the United States, but we get what we get. I got that Shine Streaker last time. Aura Awakener. It's 2 mythics in a row, by the way. Another 4 land. Goblin Fairy. Definitely load up on a lot more tokens with these play boosters, which looks good. So stuff like the shapeshifters and whatnot, I've actually had to buy some in the past, which is crazy considering how many packs we've opened. But so, Gloom Ripper and Bloodline Bidding. Got a foil land. So even the foils, like, they don't look bad or anything like that. In fact, they might even look better because the ones on the collector boosters look dark, like more tinted than this. But they also still a little bit of a finish to it. It's always interesting to see just how much variation there is when it comes to Magic cards, just because they're not printed all in the same place. So I hope everybody's doing well. We got Tam, Mindful First Year. So as I'm recording this, today is going to be the day that we're getting hit with the big snowstorm tonight. So I figured ahead of that, I'd open up a box. I think we're going to open up more later too. And then with the snowstorm, my wife and I may dive in and play a few. We may play a few games, check out the new decks and stuff like that, the 60 card decks. Got something cool back here. So we got Dawn Hand Distant or Dissident. Full art. The other thing I haven't pulled yet at all, and I'd like to pull a few of, is that, let's see if I can find the name of it so I don't mess it up. Chronicle of Victory. I think maybe my wife pulled one, but Disruptor of Currents. Yeah, we have not. I haven't gotten the Chronicle of Victory, but I love doing tribal decks and stuff, so it's definitely one of those cards and I'm going to want a bunch of. Also, we have the possibility of pulling Shocklands. I don't know how those are going to work in here. I don't know what our odds are going to be. I know in our collector boosters, the boxes, we got 3 per box, unless we got extra special guests or Japanese showcase cards. So. Alright, so we got Selfless Safe Right and a High Perfect Morrison, and that's a really good card. That's getting played quite a bit right now. It's not like the Formidable Speaker, but still good. I'm getting used to the texture on these things. They just want to stick together. Curious Colossus, Mythic. So we're getting Mythics. We're not getting the Mythics I'd like to see. Probably not a good indication for how the box is going to go. But there's only so many Mythics in a box. Or at least only so many odds. I just did see a double-sided card when we flipped that over. I don't know if you guys caught that. Steam Vents, and it's in the borderless. That's a great pull for it being, especially it being from a play booster. Imagine buying just one play booster and pulling that. It looks great in the non-foil too. That's what we need to pull. You know, it's funny. I've pulled a bunch of the Steam Vents, and usually is it ones because, like with Aether Drift, for example, the Is It Virgilin, I just struggle to pull. Alright. There's another Showcase Treatment. It's one of the uncommons. Twilight Diviner. Mirror Mind Crown. I've pulled a few of these. Riss the Evermore. That Mirror Mind Crown is a really interesting one. I don't know if you guys have seen this. As long as this equipment is attached to a creature, the first time you would create one or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of an equipped creature. Which can be interesting, and because it's an equipment, normal removal doesn't get rid of it, so it's a little different than some of the Panharmonicon creatures and stuff like that. So you have to get something to get rid of an artifact. Hey. Well, my cats are growling at each other, and I'm sure they're going to pop off at any point in time. But Steam Vents, another one, that's a great pull. The regular treatment. And a foil forest, that's really cool. So one of our cats went in and had to go to the vet, and it's got a cone on right now. And a lot of the cats have been on edge since then. They've all been kind of growling when they don't normally growl and stuff like that. Alright, Ashland Rekindled. I've probably got 7 or 8 of these at this point. By the way, look how big that stack of commons is. And we're, what, a little less than halfway through? I mean, that uncommon stack, that's how big our commons were from the whole collector box. I don't know if you guys saw it, but behind here, Carol attended first year, and then we got a foil Temple Garden as well. That's cool. So it's interesting, there's not a tool-sided token on the back. There must be one of those ride-on tokens. Sapling Nursery, and the second rare is Abigail Eloquent first year. So a few of these I've really gotten a bunch of, like that one. I never really have that kind of luck with the really expensive cards, except for this year. I've been getting, or this time around, I've been getting a ton of the. I have gotten a lot of the Hexing Squelchers, so I really can't complain too much there. But I really need to get rid of some of those too. With the snowstorm coming, don't think I'm going to get out. Alright, speaking of the devil, Hexing Squelcher. I think this is number 8. That is crazy. If I was in CEDH, I'd be putting them to use. Alright, uncommons. And we got Seg's Command, uncommon foil. Yeah, turn the microphone or the camera on and start talking, and the cats start going wild. I think since I'm talking, it's time to play or something. Glen Alondra Guardian. So we're actually building a fairy deck, and I've got this in that, so this will be a nice one to throw in there. did pull the Japanese showcase treatment of that as well, but I wasn't really looking to put that in the deck. So having a non-nice foil standard treatment is probably a little bit better for that. Easier to read. Alright, Champion of the Weird for our rare. Foil common. Getting into that last stack. Eclipsed Command. Still no Bitter Bloom Bears. Still no special guest either. There's something back here though. Not what I want. Morn Song Aria and Spine Rock Tyrant. That's not a bad dragon. I don't think we've seen any showcase treatments or anything like that, right? Just that one. Only one showcase treatment so far in the rares, mythics at least. We've seen it in uncommons, but I don't think that's unexpected. Another Shockling with a Hollowed Fountain and Kin Binding. Foil planes as well. I am curious, and I haven't been paying attention to the lands, but I don't think we get both types of lands, right? I think we're only getting one type, or I don't know, I'll have to look. Alright. Gathering Stone, Scuzzback, Scrounger. I did get that crib swap. I don't know that I've seen it up to now, except for when my wife pulled it. I've used this in a few decks, but more importantly, the original version of the art on this thing creeps me out. This one's still creepy too, but not nearly as bad. The other one had that weird creepy lady. Lorwyn and Perfect Naturalist. So there's the other plane. So I think we've seen both artworks. That's good. Both of them are too good to not, especially having one be Lorwyn and one be Shadowmoor. I was really hoping that one wasn't specific to collector boosters or something. Keeper, Rating Schemes, and Endblaze Epiphany. So far, we've only really seen packs have 2 rares and mythics, but there is the possibility of that foil. So I haven't had a foil while also getting that double. All right, so commons. Looks like we got some sort of showcase treatment. Eclipsed Command. Alright, down to 3 packs. Champion of the Clashan. My fat cat jumping down. 2 packs left. We still no special guest. Kind of be a bummer if we don't get one. I mean, I know it's possible not to get one, but Nameless Inversion, Marlin, Fae Ascended, and the last pack. See how we do. Slumbering Walker. There's a second rare behind here, I think, right? Yes. And Sig Wonderwine Wisdom. That's a dual-sided card. So we did not get a special guest. That said, at the end of this, here I'm gonna go through all this, get everything scanned in, sleeve up all the stuff that's over $1, $2, and see how we did. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, I'll be back in a second for you guys, so I'll just do a little snap. Alright, and I'm back. Got everything sleeved up. I did set aside 2 cards that I'm saving for my showcase collection. I saw that I did pull 2 of those. Neither one of them are big ones. So, like I said earlier, to play boosters, you get tons and tons of commons, uncommons. This is a huge stack of cards, and that's just the commons. The uncommons isn't much smaller. I mean, well, it is. It's about half the size, but it's still a big stack. You do get a ton of lands, which is good, and you do get a mix. I was surprised at how many full arts we ended up getting. But you also do get these regular basics, too, which don't look too bad as well. And I will say, with the full arts, you get a pretty good selection. So with the collector boosters, I noticed that all the collector boosters that we opened up, you get one of every art style, right? So there's 2 plain styles and so on through all of them, and you get one of every one of them, and then you got 2 extras, right? Here we almost did that, but we got 2 forests, but they're both the same forest, so that's the only exception to that, which is pretty close. But in the end, you actually get more of these full arts here than in the other ones. What we didn't get, however, was special guests at all in this box, which is surprising. And we did get a big stack of tokens. But I will say, so there's 4 of those right-on tokens. There's no art cards, obviously, and there's no ads or anything. All of these tokens are dual-sided. And still, not one of them is a copy token, even though that is in the set. Not one copy token. It's crazy. But anyhow, so this is a stack of rares. It's a pretty thick stack of rares that are all under $1. And then there were a few, 4 specifically cards that were over $1 but under $2, with some of them being, I think this is like $1.05 or something, really close to dropping under that. And it may, because we're still just past the official launch. So that still may drop down a little bit more. I will say though that there's a lot of the cards that were $1, $2 plus have finally come down. They're landing now, so they're a little bit better. But anyhow, so this is our stack of stuff over $2. It's not a big stack. Frankly, we did not do very well, especially not getting a special guest. I don't think that helped the situation. But first one though is Curious Colossus. This is $2 flat. We have High Perfect Morkant, I'm not sure how you say that, and that is $2.52. Spine Rock Tyrant, that's $3.10. All those are the regular treatments. We have a Hollowed Fountain at $6.94, which is still so crazy that is that low. We did get 1 elemental. We got the white and, what is it, white and black? Yeah, white and black elemental, the Iridium. This is a regular treatment, no foil or anything like that, and it's $6.94. We got a foil Temple Garden in the regular treatment. That is $7.31. Again, very cheap. Steam vents in the regular treatment for $8.72. And then we did get a steam vents with the borderless, non-foil or anything like that, but that's $14.32. And every one of those is cheap as far as I'm concerned. I'd be very surprised if they don't go up once everything kind of settles down. And then, of course, the most expensive card we pulled was a Hexene Squelcher, which I've lost count as to how many of these I've pulled at this point. I like pulling a higher end card, but man, I really wish it was a couple of the other cards that I'd like to see. But yeah, with all that together, it's just not a big total. So the dollar and more on this for this box was $73.54, and that includes pulling 4 Shocklands. So you take out the Shocklands, there's nothing there really. And this Hexene Squelcher, I'm sure, is going to settle down and drop a little bit too. So, not so good there. When you get to the full price with all the bulk and everything, it's a little better. It's at $145, which is well over what I paid for the box, which is good. But that's paying for a lot of the bulk. There's a lot of that value in this stack of rares. So a lot of the rares run that 60, 70 to just under $1 range. But yeah, it's crazy that our dollar and more is half of the value of the box. But that's how it goes sometimes. We did not pull a few of the cards we were looking for. Like I said, I was really hoping to get special guests, but I at least got a couple cards for the showcase collection. We got a nice stack of the Shocklands and a few other cards that I'll be able to use at least. And hopefully, once I start building a couple of decks that are going to utilize the set, we'll probably dive into a lot of these commons and uncommons as well. But anyhow, that's it for the Lorwyn Eclipse Play Booster box, first one at least. This is Binder. As always, thanks for watching. To put us in your binder, just like and subscribe, ring the bell to be notified, and you can catch us on our social media, which is linked down in the description below. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye.